Hello, I'm Miss Williams. Welcome to Your Favourite Teacher. Today we will be looking at the kidneys, their role in the body and what happens when they fail. Water has different effects on cells depending how much of it there is and the internal and external water levels. Water leaves the body in different ways. Water can leave via the lungs during exhalation as a result of respiration. The water exits as water vapour. Water can also be lost from the skin as sweat. Sweat acts as a way to remove water and ions from the body. These methods of removing water from the body are uncontrolled. The kidneys maintain the water balance within the body in a controlled way. The human body contains two kidneys which operate independently of each other. The kidneys act as the filtration system for the whole body, with the kidneys filtering all of the blood in the body 40 times per day. The kidneys remove waste products and other unwanted substances out of the bloodstream and move these substances into the urine. The process is called filtration. Useful substances found in the bloodstream are left there to continue inside the body. These useful substances include glucose, required for respiration in cells, ions to maintain concentration gradients and to maintain healthy body function, and enough water to maintain all the body processes. Excess water is excreted via urine, while water can also be retained by the kidneys and added back into the bloodstream. This exchange is called selective reabsorption. Water is not the only component in urine. Urea is a colourless compound that is a result of a protein breakdown in the liver. Proteins and their amino acids cannot be stored in the body. Excess amino acids are converted into fats and carbohydrates, which can be stored. This process is called deamination. As a result of this conversion of amino acids into storable materials, ammonia is produced as a waste product. Ammonia is toxic, so it needs to be removed. Ammonia can be converted to urea by the liver, and urea can then be transported to the kidneys where it can be filtered out of the blood and excreted from the body in the urine. Ions are also removed as a result of the actions of the kidneys. Ions such as sodium enter the body in the food and then get absorbed into the blood. If the ion content of the body is wrong or unbalanced, then the body needs to adjust the levels. The kidneys readjust these levels by the process of selective reabsorption, where the kidneys can select based on hormonal signals whether to reabsorb or to remove ions from the body as a waste product in urine. The concentration of urine, how much water is present, the ion level present, the amount of urea removed is all carefully managed by the body as a result of the hormone ADH or antidiuretic hormone. Antidiuretic hormone is a hormone produced by the pituitary gland and is released into the bloodstream for action in the kidneys. The brain detects and monitors the water levels in the body constantly and maintains this water level via the actions of the pituitary gland and negative feedback. A receptor in the brain detects the water levels in the body. If the water levels are too high, the coordination centre in the brain instructs the pituitary gland to produce less ADH. Less ADH means less water gets reabsorbed from the kidney tubules, which means the urine is very diluted and contains high amounts of water. If the receptors detect the water levels in the body are too low, the opposite signal is sent. The brain sends a message to the pituitary gland to produce more ADH. More ADH means more water gets reabsorbed from the kidney tubules, which means your urine is more concentrated. This returns more water to the body for use. This balance is important because having too much or too little water can affect the ability of cells to function effectively and can cause long-term cell damage as a result. Damage to the kidneys has permanent effects, and there are only two ways of dealing with kidney failure at this point in time: either dialysis or kidney transplant. Dialysis is where we artificially filter the blood in a patient's body. A dialysis machine acts like an artificial kidney. Here, the patient's blood flows between partially permeable membranes, mimicking the layout of the kidneys. These membranes are surrounded by dialysis fluid. Dialysis fluid has the same concentration of dissolved ions and glucose as healthy blood. This means that useful ions and glucose won't be lost by dialysis, but waste products such as urea, excess water, and excess ions can diffuse across the barrier. The size of the membranes means that the proteins and other big molecules remain inside the patient's blood and can be used later on. Part of the issue with dialysis is the time taken out of the patient's life to maintain a healthy body. Dialysis is often done 3 times a week over 4 hours each session. During each session, you are rigged to a dialysis machine, preventing you from leaving the hospital. While you are there, you need to be monitored for changes and to ensure the process is working properly. The machines themselves are expensive to maintain and set up, and there are risks associated with the use of machines themselves, such as blood clots and infections. All of these make dialysis an expensive process for the NHS and an unpleasant one for the patient receiving it. The main advantage of dialysis is the time it allows to find suitable donors for kidney transplants. Kidney transplants are at this point in time the only known cure for kidney failure. Here, a healthy kidney from a donor is surgically inserted into the patient to act as a replacement to the failed kidneys. Kidneys are usually from the recently deceased, and in order to be donated, must be organ donors themselves and on the organ donor registry. Kidneys can also be obtained from living donors, as one kidney is capable of maintaining healthy body function. Donation from living donors is a risk, as the surgery is potentially dangerous as a result of complications. Kidneys can also be rejected by the recipient's body as a result of the immune system response of the patient. So the patient must take immunosuppressants from that point in order to maintain a healthy kidney. Kidney transplants are cheaper for the NHS in the long run and better for patients, as they require less staff, less hospital visits, and less resources over the term of the treatment. There are long waiting lists for kidney donations as a result. So let's summarise. The kidneys are responsible for controlled maintenance of water and ion levels in the body. The kidneys operate in response to signals from the brain, which act throughout the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland produces the hormone ADH, which alters the permeability of the kidney tubules. High ADH levels increases reabsorption of water back into the body. Low ADH levels mean more water is released as urine. Urine also contains ions, and their levels are controlled by the same process of selective reabsorption. Urine also contains urea, which is the byproduct of protein breakdown in the liver, a process called deanimation. If the kidneys fail, there are 2 treatments. Either dialysis is used, where a machine acts like an artificial kidney and filters the blood, or a kidney transplant is given to replace the failed kidney. We have been looking at kidneys and kidney function for your favourite teacher. Thank you.